Hello. Am I coming through quite clearly? Can you mortals on the other end of the mystic veil perceive my presence? Yes. Technology is quite the interesting mortal pursuit, but it's not quite something I'm quite good at. So I have no idea if the sound levels or any of that are good at all. Alright, alright. That's very good to know. Yes, I'll not keep everybody waiting. I'll not ramble on. I'll simply move on to the self-introduction, and then we shall cleave some enemies in twain. So let's see here, if I move on to this. Hello! Can you all see this now? It's a simple list of all the really pertinent facts about me and my interests in your mortal pursuits. Yes, I quite like most of the things here on this list. Well, obviously except the dislikes, but I mean, really, I can't think of anybody who would. Yes. I suppose I should just go through everything real quick before we commence the Vergil slang. My name is Carmine Phlegathon. I'm a cursed being, a cursed existence, a nexus of causality, a convergence of fate. I go by many names. But most importantly, I am possessed of nigh infinite power. And I spend my time with mortal dalliances of their various media that has been created by the mortal beings. Now, as you can see here, I'm interested in games, anime, manga, reading, a wide variety of tabletop games, especially Mahjong, which I got into quite recently and is quite good. And building Gunpla, which I admit I have not built that many, just a Hammurabi and a failed attempt at a sniper gym. Anyway, my dislikes, they include insects, the terrible scuttling little creatures of Tartarus. I can't think about it. I can't think about them. I don't like them. Tomatoes, obviously, they're a terrible fruit, vegetable, whatever they are. I mean, honest. And have you looked at them? They're all red and ugh. Honestly, red, terrible color. Terrible color. The sun, obviously, one of my greatest nemesises. One day I shall slay it with the ancient technique. But first I must perfect the ancient technique. There are 12 steps. And flakes, those are simply people that, you know, you make a plan. Someone, meet me here, and we shall go slay this dragon together. And then you arrive at the place, and they're not there. You ask where are they, and it turns out that they're simply not going, and they forgot to tell you, or something like that. I dislike that kind of thing. Anyway, I have a list of favorite games here, favorite anime, favorite manga, favorite books and visual novels. Not every... I like a whole lot more than this. This is just a bit of a representative sample. But, it's all quite good. I personally really like everything in this list. For anime, I decided only to put on the list, for the most part, all of the shows that I have physically acquired copies of, that I've managed to acquire from various mortal merchants, except for Gundam 08 MS Team, which is there to represent Gundam. I've seen more Gundam than it, but it's my favorite of all time. Simply because the animation is so beautiful, and it has. I'm a sucker for your mortal love stories. They're really quite interesting. But yes, this is just a big list of what the kind of media I particularly like. I've heard it described that there are the various streaming games that enhances one's power, and various streaming games that decreases one's power, and that there's a wide gulf between the two. And I have heard that when it comes to powering up, that most of the games I'm interested in are they're a chain around one's neck. They decrease your power. This is a sad state of affairs indeed, but alas, there's really nothing I can do about what I like. Although I like a wide variety of things, so I'm sure whatever I may end up streaming will be of an interesting nature to some mortal or another. There really is such a wide and amazing variety of mortal media. That and everything is so deep, so complex. There's a million different works within a work that so much detail goes into so many franchises, and you really just can't consume all the media on Earth unless you have something like a hyperbolic time chamber or something like that. I've lost the key to mine, unfortunately. But there's no need to delay any longer. You're here to see me slice beings into twain. Into more than twain. So I think I shall demonstrate for you my power and motivation with the man himself. And I believe if we switch over to here, you should be able to see this. And yes, cease your incessant prattling music and let the game speak for itself. Now this, yes, this is what we want. All right. Let's see here. We're simply going to be trying the Bloody Palace, because the Bloody Palace becomes harder over time, but is quite easy at the start. We're going to be playing as Vergil, EX Vergil. The Alpha, the Omega. The man that literally nobody except Dante and his people associated with Dante know about, because he's basically a big recluse. And we shall jump right into it. It is interesting, though, that Vergil has such a mimetic status in our world, but in the world of Devil May Cry, I doubt too many people have heard of him, unless they've studied the family of Sparta. Alright. So let us away. And the focus shall be on style, on finesse. because Vergil is quite overpowered. In the hands of greater warriors, he has done impossible feats. I am pretty much a novice. And 1 and 2, you see. I should tell you what is quite handy about Vergil. It is quite simply that you can teleport. Like so. And it means that getting around the battlefield can be pretty crazy. Yes. This is a good performance. Yes. I personally am not quite as handy with a katana as Vergil. Though I am possessed of great power, I do not possess the Masamune. Or even the mighty Excalibur. No, I possess no legendary blades, only my cursed right arm. And the demon, you know, sealed inside it. And 1 and 2. Things really are quite easy. Too easy. Impossibly easy at the start of the Bloody Palace. Nope. Forsaken, I am awakened. Yes. Oh no. Like so. Yes, in fact, Vergil... Yeah, Vergil might be a bit OP. He is DLC after all. Yeah, that is very true. That is quite true. And it's been that way since Devil May Cry 3, at least. Although I've not played Vergil in Devil May Cry 3, but I have played him in the Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. And he plays quite similarly, but has some really excellent additions here. Like the Void Slash that I just used was completely new to Devil May Cry 5. And Hell on Earth and Deep Stinger, his super moves for his other two weapons. Here, I'll demonstrate. That was Hell on Earth. Really is quite something. I should mention that we're playing with the Vergil's complete moveset. I had enough red orbs to unlock it. So he may truly become the Alpha and Omega and wreak havoc. as I would were I to unleash my true power. It's approaching, provoking. And that is a kill. A kill confirmed. Very nice. Isn't it also a yeah, it's like a tradition at this point. I've played him in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and he was OP there as well. Yes, isn't it also a tradition that Vergil only shows up in re-releases? Let's show a deep stinger, That was a deep stinger. These enemies are too weak to show his full power. But yes, I'm pretty sure that Vergil is he always arrives fashionably late to the party, that as is his wont. Here, try me. Try me. Come. Face your end. They simply cannot do anything against the judgment cuts. Such a powerful move, the judgment cut. No, 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 no. You shall not be doing anything today. Oh, I accidentally had to guard that one. Yes. Yes. Those can be quite tricky once you get their armor off. I'm glad I could Hell on Earth him. Vergil's super moves, Judgment Cut End and Deep Stinger and Hell on Earth, mean that he really is just simply so incredibly powerful as long as you have the concentration for it. Disappointed in what, Vergil? What could you possibly be disappointed in? It's quite the mystery, isn't it? Damn you. You like the voice and I should keep it up? Why, thank you! It is, sadly my true voice would destroy your mortal brains. It would rend your souls apart. So I can only provide the voice of my mortal shell. That which holds my powerful soul. It's not too bad, but obviously I prefer my original powerful sound. Ah yes, now these can cause problems. So let's just simply cheese it and give them a fair fight later on. There must be some chivalry.
Go to hell. It's over.
sense of honor. And 1, 2, 3. Simply look at all that time we've acquired already. Vergil is simply too powerful. I could never do this well with Nero or Dante. Let us start hard! There shall be no mercy. There shall be no retreat. Oh, he grazed me with that one. Ah. You foolish demon, do you not know whom you face? It would appear he does not. To be backslapped by a mere demon. Despicable. Unforgivable.
Go to hell. It's over.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Imagine expecting mercy from me. Yes, another thing that I've been ruminating on recently is how interesting so many of you mortals are without any power, without any, you know, ancient blood or magical curses or anything quite like that. Mortals are so incredibly interesting. They all have their many quirks and intricacies, hobbies, interests. There's simply such a wide variety of you people. It's simply quite interesting to see. Oh, if I recall, they're all going to be in a line, which means...
Go to hell. Go to hell.
Oh, I did not do the overdrive. Let's showcase World of V. Why not? As you can see here, I've cut myself with a Yamato, and Vergil has taken the backstage to allow V to shine. And back in I go. Now the problem with this move is how it completely obliterates your own concentration. My backstory is quite simple. I'm a cursed being. A nexus of fate. A convergence of causality. I am, similar to Vergil, the Alpha and the Omega. Uh-oh. This was a poor choice, it would appear. Yes. Judgment cut end is perfect for this. Nope. There we go. No, my backstory is simply that of a being, not quite unlike how you are beings, but on a higher plane. Well, my backstory, there's a million chapters to it. It would take quite the amount of time. I suppose I shall simply give you snippets. As we go along. For example, there was one time during ancient Rome, the time of ancient Rome. Are you familiar with that time? If you've ever heard of Mount Vesuvius, Pompeii, I once met with a god of fire there, deep in the volcano's core. Nope, that didn't work. Nope. Drat! Drat and double drat. That was not finished nearly as stylishly as I would have liked. Accursed, accursed. Accursed insects! You see why I hate insects? They simply are the worst. No. I meant to do this. There we go. One of these days I'll manage an overdrive. Let's see here. Come to me and perish. All right. Let's see. Now. Yes. That is precisely the time one must strike. Distract an enemy with one attack, and then hit them with another. I believe there is some ancient mortal sayings to that effect. Yes, and... Yes, and now I believe I can simply do this. Yes, that was the most efficient course of action. None of that now, none of that, you foolish, foolish little bats. What sort of bat do you think you are? No mere bat could possibly stand up to even a mortal with a katana, much less Vergil. Yes, 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 yes. As you can see, it's quite easy to abuse Vergil's super moves in order to bring about the complete destruction of your opponents, as I've just demonstrated. Well, that didn't work nearly half as well as I had intended. And cut. Yes, they're quite resilient enemies, those. They've been a pain in my neck for all the DMC I've played. And nope. I say, the gall of these beasts. They simply do not know what they do. They simply do not know what they do. Curses! So many flame-spewing bats! Cease to be! Their attacks. They annoy. And 1, 2, 3.
Go to hell. Silence.
Accursed swoop bat! Honestly, such pathetic beings. Such pathetic beings. They have no wit, no grace, no charm. They're not like you mortals at all. Ah, yes. Yes, face the might of an oncoming storm. And now... No, you do not. That will be quite enough, quite simply quite enough out of you. Cut! So uncouth. And no, I don't believe we need to. Is approaching. Yes. Vergil's battle music simply is something to be beheld. How much can the hair move? Well, that's actually rather an interesting question. As you can see, I can move about quite a bit, and the front of the hair moves with it. It's quite the nice little mortal shell, although I synthesized it myself, so it's really not much. But you might notice the hair at the back. That's simply tucked too down deep into the jacket, so that cannot move. Not nearly as well. I was still hit by that side, despite everything. Despite everything, I was still hit by that one scissor. Disgraceful on my part. Simply disgraceful. But yes, it was quite the experience putting together this little mortal shell. I'm certainly I'm the farthest thing from an expert. There are many mortals, obviously, much superior to me. That is another thing about mortals. Many mortals find themselves possessed with various excellent talents or skills. Something like that is not something that I possess, at least not ones applicable in the mortal realm. Come on, you. And 1, and 2, and as you can see, it is quite easy to use Hell on Earth on Artemis while she's grounded.
Let's have some fun.
Indeed, that was quite fun, Vergil. It was quite fun indeed. I must admit, when I played with Vergil in DMC4, whenever you would hold down the lock on, he simply would stride forward at walking speed with the walk animation. But if you do so with Vergil in Devil May Cry 5, he has a separate animation for that. You can see that here, where he sort of moves all higgledy, like he's never walking directly forward. He's always angled. It's different to the walking animation. He moves his right arm further in front of him as if to guard. But what has he to fear? Me in the driver's seat. Nothing at all. That's what he has to fear. Nothing at all. There's simply no reason for Vergil to be afraid of anything present here. These accursed beings. I'll tell you what the problem is with them. There is simply no way to stun them, and these healing ones will be a problem. Oh no. Abysmal. And 1, 2. Once again, we have completed things. No, there will be none of that. Come on. And here we go. As you can see here, we've dispatched the first two. And now we can simply move on to the final one. Interesting. Vergil's air taunt, which is normally that, changes to a forward cut. So I was attempting to be on a diagonal. Yes, let's simply dispose of these with a bit of this. Furies really are accursed beings. They take so much energy to defeat. Slash, cut, slash, cut. Oh, the eyeballs. Now these are tricky. Because they will explode if you touch them. So obviously we do not wish to touch them. Cut, cut. I sincerely wish that they would simply they would simply stop throwing these eyeballs. You can see the amount of damage they cause is no mean feat. No mean feat at all. It's quite disheartening. Now, as we see here, I'm at a bit of a loss. Ah, that's got it. Oh, not even a double uppercut. And a 1, and a 2. Cut down without a second thought. Easy peasy. With the tie with this handy with a blade. Although I do have I must admit, I have some proficiency with a quarterstaff. though not in combat. I suppose it's honestly it's quite similar to what humans call baton twirling. More like smoking sausage style. Why, I'm not... I suppose Vergil would be quite good at barbecuing. I would think that he would have some aptitude at the grill. He's certainly cut out for it. He would make excellent shish kebabs. Oh no, you don't. I simply refuse to submit myself to this nonsense without spamming these. Yes, that would have been quite annoying. But yes, well, I cannot wield the blade with any proficiency. I do possess certain skills with a stick. Once to stave off boredom. Yes, Vergil is a griller. He simply wants to grill. He desires to grill. He must grill. And woe to any who stand in his way. He just desires to grill. But yeah, once to stave off boredom, I took a particular piece of wood that I simply had lying around, and I began to pass it between my hands to rotate it. And before I knew it, this became something of a pastime. And I could, I would spend small, maybe 10-20 minute sessions every couple of days, simply entertaining myself by spinning this stick around. It was not a magical artifact or anything interesting like that. It did not have great arcane power. It was just simply a stick. But I became quite good at spinning it, moving it to and fro in all sorts of acrobatic moves. I have never gone into combat with just a stick. I typically unseal the demon lurking in my right arm for that, but I suspect I wouldn't do too badly with it. It has a very nice range, you see. And cut. Classic. Yes, but that Vergil, he's quite proficient with the blade. Ho! This is quite the problem. Well, there goes the hell on earth I had planned. If I could... Yes. Now... Damn you! I must say, that was quite a bit of excitement. Left me a bit breathless. Let's see here. What awaits us next? Actually, that did leave me a bit breathless. I'm going to pause for like 3 seconds to have a drink. A savage sausage! Yes! I suppose any sausage that Vergil were to grill would be quite savage. It would possess the smoking, sexy style. Well, this is not good at all. That was terrible. I ended up facing up the completely opposite direction from which I meant. It is quite satisfying to beat up on these Angelos with Vergil, owing to the fact that he himself, as an Angelo, gave me no end of trouble in Devil May Cry 1. And smash. Easy, simple, safe. Yes, I should deal with these guys first. These. Oh. Yes, that was precisely why I should have dealt with them first. Excellent, excellent. This is precisely what we want to see. A simple domination. Actually, why don't we dispense with the pleasantries and simply deep stinger him? Ah, I tricked down instead of tricking up. And again, my timing on the parry was off. You see, it's so easy to break your flow and then suddenly...
Go to hell. It's over.
Come. Oh, that did not parry. Suddenly I'm abysmal. Which is quite puzzling, but we shall continue on. I quite like Vergil's judgment cuts. They're really quite something. They possess well, there's just something about them. They're not projectiles as such, like his summon swords, but you can use them to attack at range. And two. Yeah, see, that time we dealt with that one much better than last time. And now we shall do floor 60, which, wait a second, that would be... Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This shall be done with no devil trigger, if I can help it. Yes, yes. Oh. Whew. Come here. Focus and... No. Get to know the pattern. We have him exactly where we want him. Yes, the parries! Ah, my timing on my dodges there is always off. Unacceptable. An unelegant finish, but what can one do about that? It is simply the nature of fate and reality.
Go to hell.
Damn! Thought I would have gotten him. Kongo! Kongo Kokoretsu! Greetings! I was not... I'm quite surprised that such a legend is here observing my lowly self. While I am possessed of infinite power, in the realms of VTubing, I'm simply nothing. I am but the lowliest novice, so it is quite the surprise. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah. Yes, Vergil's particular style is quite interesting. I myself have put in some time in attempting to master him. And I think it's going rather well, although it could be much improved. The key to understanding Vergil, in my opinion, is that you have to know when to switch weapons. That's the key to gaining style. Oh. Be cut down! Ah, yes. That was the biggest gateway to my understanding of Vergil's moveset. And once you have unlocked all of Vergil's moveset, you can understand their true power. There's a lot of detail to his character. It's really quite fast. This is something. Obviously, I really love Devil May Cry, so this is something that passionate about. Yes, style. Style is integral here. You see, whenever I play a Devil May Cry game, I pride myself on style and attempting to use as much of the moveset as possible. This can get tricky with some characters like Dante, who have so many moves, but with Vergil, it's simply... And honestly, when it comes to attaining victory, there are many times in which... Oh. Ah, yes, summon swords aren't enough anymore, dealing with those. There are many times in which Beowulf is quite useful. Not just the Yamato and Mirage Edge. Because with its charge attacks, it can deal some of Vergil's most powerful attacks if you have the time to charge. And obviously, Yamato has the delicious judgment cuts that allow you to follow basically any move with a ranged attack. If you get the timing right. And there's a difference between regular judgment cuts and just judgment cuts, which have a more precise timing. That I can do just judgment cuts with a semi-consistently. Not as consistent as I'd like. That fury is inflicting fear into me. but I have nothing to be afraid of. Actually, I find that the 3-stage charge, because of the way Void Slash works, it doesn't draw the enemies to you if you don't sheath it, and the slow effect, I feel, dissipates quicker if you simply... Oh. That did not work. The slow effect simply vanishes if you switch moves. So I typically combo Void Slash into Kick 13. No, you don't. So you see the big draw with Beowulf is because you can charge. Oh. Because you can charge your moveset. I'll never not just go into Stinger with that. The main appeal is because you can stun enemies. If you create an opening for yourself in which the enemy does not move, then you can deliver an incredibly powerful attack, a powerful strike. Nobody's. Die, die, die. Yes. Be cleansed from this earth. Be cleansed from this mortal coil. I'm gonna try something. It's not gonna work. Yes. I would imagine so. Ah, yes, I can understand how one's other pursuits leads them with less time to really delve. That's one of the points I discussed earlier. Oh, precise dodge timing is actually very useful. But yes, what something I discussed earlier was that how simply how deep every mortal pursuit is. See, one could play through this entire game completely with less proficiency than there is to be found. There's so much to master. And the same could be said of many games, of many experiences. The mortal realm is simply so deep and complex. But yes, precise dodge timing can be essential. I myself, while playing Nero, cannot table hop nearly as well as I can trick with Vergil. Ah yes, this room contains my death. Yep. Yes, 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 my death awaits. Yes, Devil May Cry is a deep well when all you need is a bucket of water. That is quite the saying. It's quite true. Ah, cursed. Nope. No. Ah, the timings, the timings. One can. There are those. There are mortals amongst the mortal kind that can so precisely predict the timing of a fury attack and counter it with ultimate precision. They jump around so quick. There. Now there is only one left, and there is only one path forward. Only two are left standing here, and only one shall leave. See, that's an interesting question. I find that the different traits of the three finishes of Vergil all have oh, no, you shall not end me. They all have different natures. And so is a slain. They simply have different natures, and what I've observed is that terrible stage time score. What I've observed is that Deep Stinger is the most effective against most single target enemies. It has a pretty okay startup where you become immune quite quickly to damage. And it simply focuses on a single target, but what it lacks is area of effect damage. For example, if there is a wide group all around you, Hell on Earth or Judgment Cut End, they will do much. They're much more effective for dealing with large groups of enemies that are all scattered out across the field of battle. What Hell on Earth has, as is most common for Beowulf, is raw power. It does an immense amount of damage, and it has an incredibly useful amount of invincibility time, as it were. You'll very quickly after activating it, should an enemy attack you, you simply won't take any damage. However, Judgment Cut End, while it does not have the incredible single target potential, or the sheer power of Hell on Earth and Deep Stinger, what it does have, I feel, is larger range, if that makes any sense. I feel like you will hit a distant enemy much more consistently with a Judgment Cut End than you will with a Hell on Earth. Hell on Earth, I think the damage tends to fall off the further away the enemy is, though I don't have any proof from that. That's just something I've personally observed. But Judgment Cut End is simply the most... in a pinch, it'll always work. Personally, I enjoy using all three as much as possible. Ah, yes, the cost. The cost is another factor. What the thing with Judgment Cut End is I never used it in Devil May Cry 4. I didn't have the Proud Souls to do a super move. So I was surprised with simply how easy it was. Like you say, it is so easy to use a finishing move as Vergil. You just need to be at 2 concentration. No. This entire scenario is bad news. All you need to be is at 2 concentration and have be in Send Devil Trigger. It's quite easy. See? Look at how easy that was. It was simplicity itself. One of the most easiest things in the world to do. Which is what makes Vergil, I feel, simultaneously a very easy character because he has access to all these powerful attacks, but he's also very hard because you want to maintain your concentration with him, but it can be very easy to lose concentration if you lose your focus. And if you get into a bad flow, it can become hard to regain your focus. Up, down, and speak of the devil, or demon in this case. That is true, he's eaten the Clyphot. He's the Vergil in DMC5 is the product of the fusion between Urizen and V that has eaten the Clyphot. So he's not the powerless version of himself that he was at the start. He's at max power. Oh yes, tricks. I will say, one thing that Vergil did not have, that he actually did not have, as far as I am aware, in Devil May Cry 4's moveset for him, was the phase shift dodge. Oh, was the phase shift dodge that goes like so, where you simply can dodge things. Well, as long as you're not locked on, of course. So, when it came to dodging, all one could really do was... simply... jump. To play like other characters, to jump and avoid. In fact, that's the case for all the characters. Nero has Table Hopper and Dante has tricks to dodge, but it was very interesting. Vergil couldn't do it before. You would have to trick up or trick down. No. There simply shall be none of that today. My just judgment cuts for that move need work. Now, let us see. You simply cut. There is no grace in this. But at least I managed to finally do that Yamato combo. That, no. Mirage Edge combo. I quite like how, the Mirage Edge combat style mostly involves using both blades at once. Yeah, so now one does this. And one slashes. One always desires to make a clean cut. Oh, you'll excuse yourself for now, Conga. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And my gratitude for visiting. It was most pleasant to have you. We shall press on. And here we have a Nero boss. See, that was diminished damage. As I was talking about earlier, that was diminished damage. Yes, now it is quite dangerous. It's gone mad. Ah ha ha! And this one is dead. Yes. This is very nice. But, still 20-odd stages to go. 21, I believe. I think the number of stages is 101, so we've still got a bit more to climb. A bit more to ascend. Is approaching. We simply cut. And it is cut. We slice, we slice, we slice again. they're devil triggers. They're pulling them. That's quite something. Oh, no, this room is my death. I see. Oh. They're just the regular ones. These can actually be quite the problem when there's multiple of them. And especially when they have a devil trigger. See? That one was completely non-phased. So a move like that that keeps me there for a long period simply was not going to work. If only I could unseal the demon in my right arm. Then I would have no trouble. One cuts, one falls. That is what I wanted to happen all of those times. However, it took 3 tries. As they say, that is the charm.
Go to hell. It's over.
I'm not sure if you get the healing with activating V if they're killed by the stab, which unfortunately happened there. Yes, I think I shall pass on exploding, thank you. Ah! This room contains my death. I'm quite astounded that managed to hit me. Yes, this room does indeed contain my death. Hup! Oh no. Well, we managed to live through that one. Stage 85. Drive is actually surprisingly powerful for a ranged attack. I get that it's a back-to-front input, but it does a lot of damage.
Go to hell. It's over.
Come over here and test me.
Go to hell. It's over. Go to hell.
I wonder if it'll work.
It's over.
Well, we've determined that drive can, overdrive rather, can help. So that's quite nice. Look at that, an hour and 33 minutes of extra time. Time will not be an issue. But these Furies will be quite the issue. Accursed! Come, Guardian. I mean, that's the thing. The thing with Vergil the thing with Vergil is that his super moves are quite powerful, so most enemies can be destroyed instantly with them. But it's not a showing of skill to do so. No finesse is needed. No tactics, no strategy, and only the barest of aptitude. So really, it's just a matter of saving your power attacks for the most powerful of enemies, and then dispatching them. So the Furies are quite the issue, because they make you spend super... Ah! My death is in this room, because this is Cerberus, and Cerberus does not play around. See? That's how much Cerberus doesn't play around. No, you don't. I suppose he did. He did then. Ha! I got cocky with those dodges there, and I just got really cocky there. Overconfidence. It's a weakness, but it's. Ah, yes. Lightning, you say? Would be a shame if someone disturbed your process of becoming lightning. Ah, yep, moving right to ice then. We've skipped lightning. But the real problem with the yes, this is the problem with the ice phase. The problem with the ice phase is those falling icicles. Oh no. Fire is honestly the one I hate the most. Fire is the bane of my existence, which is quite ironic considering I myself like to relax around some fire. The deep pits of Tartarus. I'm named myself for the River Phlegethon, but the problem with this guy is he's incessant. Now we must desperately. Oh no. Yes. All that health we just gained from Devil Trigger is now gone. And now we have to contend with the Thunder phase, which we've got no practice with because we skipped it. Well, that's good. Oh! You see, I said As you can see, I'm a cursed being. As soon as I said something was good, my end was delivered unto me. 89 stages, though. That's not bad. Cerberus is quite usually my, the gateway to my own oblivion. But, yeah. This was fun. Quite fun. Quite fun. I certainly hope that, any mortals watching this, this tale unfold, they certainly enjoyed it. Yes, there's something to be said about Cerberus and as a weapon and as a boss, and how, you know, Cerberus in DMC3 became King Cerberus in DMC5. Yeah, it's one of my better runs. Vergil runs tend to be a piece of cake in the early game, so this was yeah, this was okay. I'd really like to get to the end of the Bloody Palace, because I don't yet know if the final enemy is the same as for the other ones, and if he is, then that will be quite cool. But I'll not keep you guys any longer with another run. Yeah, I think considering for how long we've gone on, that one run was good enough. So I don't. Oh, ending things. Goodbyes. Ah, yes. Oh, some of the greatest tales. A great tale, but not with the end we were hoping for. Some of the greatest tales end in tragedy. There's a reason that Greek plays used to be either a tragedy or a comedy. Like all of the big anything that wasn't a comedy was, you know, everybody died, everybody suffered, because there's some great stories can be told through the suffering of humanity. But yes, if my tale is to be such a tragedy, then I embrace it wholeheartedly. That's quite a good fate for a cursed being such as myself, for an unusual existence like mine. But yes, I would like to thank all the mortals who have popped in at one point or another to see me struggle, see me writhe in agony against these various enemies. And I just want to thank you for coming and seeing my stream as I attempt to be a VTuber. But yes, I suppose I do so hate goodbyes, but I suppose I shall bring this to an end, and everyone can go off and do other things. If I can figure out how to do so. Probably this big red button here. But yes, thank you all for coming. And I hope you have an excellent evening, morning, night, afternoon, noon, whatever you could whatever time your brain could possibly imagine. I hope you have an excellent one of that. Mortals seem to have all sorts of funny time thingamajigs. Yes, until next time, farewell, and thank you so much for coming. Goodbye.